Yo, what's good guys, Ben on Fire here, back from another video, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys my first Madden 21 video of the year. I'm super excited to be bringing content to you guys this year. We're going to start off right with a brand new offense. I'm going to show you what to do, because this game is completely different than Madden 20. Everything is different on the offensive side of the ball. This is going to be a very in-depth offensive guide. I'm going to show you multiple things on how to beat certain coverages and the best one-play touchdown / high-powered plays in the game. This was my favorite offense in the beta, and yeah, let's jump straight into it. So first things first, I'm going to be in the West Coast offensive playbook. It is a specialty playbook. I'm not sure how to get it in MUT yet, but I'm assuming there's a section in the store to get it. Again, I haven't touched MUT yet. I just got the trial and I hopped right into here. And again, I am on the EA Access trial if you guys don't know how to get that. Some other people will post it, but yeah, we're in the West Coast. Here's a look at the bunch. Now with the bunch, what I like to do is put my fastest guys on the outside. You will see why later with some of the touchdowns, but you want your best guys on the outside. You want probably your lowest overall or more catching type of a player on the inside right here with Watkins. Alright guys, with that being said, let's hop into our audibles now. Our audibles on the fly. I have wide receiver post, corner strike, verticals, and deep corner. Those are my 4 audibles. Those are the best plays I think I've found. Again, stick is a very good play as well, and so is mesh post. So what you can go ahead and do is just come out in one of those in audible. You also have sweep, which I will talk about later. Again, this is going to be a long video talking about every play versus every coverage, how to beat certain things. So let's just start out with my favorite play last year, wide receiver post. I'll show you how it's different, how it's a little bit worse than last year. So starting out, we got wide receiver post against cover 3. Now this play won't work unless you do this setup. Now the crosser won't get open unless there's a flat zone with this wide receiver. So what I mean by that is, let's say I just put Watkins on this backside slant here. So I put him on that, and I want you to take a look at the purple zone on the left-hand side, how he's not going to get open. So you throw it. Now it does get open with a really fast receiver, but when I was labbing this with Demarcus Robinson in that spot, it wasn't getting open. And again, that's probably a low overall player. So just keep those things in mind. Now take a look at it with leaving Watkins on the drag. Look how more open the crosser is going to be. You're going to have so much more space to operate. Look at that. It's just a completely throw. It's just a throw you're able to make. Now when you do that, chances are your opponent's going to use that crosser and he's going to leave the drag wide open. So you got to be careful on what you do. Now a setup I like to run to sort of counteract both of these is put Kelsey on the drag and then put Watkins on the slant. So it's going to look like this. You're obviously going to motion Sammy over. You get that backside slant. You still do get the drag going to the flats. Now for this play, you're going to take your drag. It's going to be very successful, but it doesn't pull down the purple like the wide receiver with the drag does. I'm not sure why that is, but it is the case. So again, this is probably my favorite setup. You will be able to throw the backside slant or the drag 99% of the time, and obviously this will depend on your opponent's zone drops. These are the computer's default zone drops. So if your opponent plays, 15-yard zone drops, the crosser will almost always be open. If he's playing 25-yard zone drops for his curl flats, then the crosser will never be open. Anyways, let's hop into that against cover 2 now. Alright guys, now I've switched to a cover 2, Tampa 2 base defense, and I'm in 3-4 just base formation, but this is pretty much the same case. Now, if they have a lot of people in the beta didn't have their quad flats playing as far as their curl flats, so this play can be sneaky good against cover 2, where against cover 3 it was kind of iffy. So against cover 2, I'll just show you that the crosser, again, it does get covered pretty well, so you might want to go with that second setup. Just looking, boom, you throw it over. Now you can get it over the top, but again, that's a 96 speed wide receiver. Any player under 90 speed is not going to get open on that. So again, my favorite setup, just go to this. Now again, you can just run it stock and you'll be able to get Sammy open. So I can just go like this and, wait, then it gets open, but it's better against cover 3 just running that stock setup, because against cover 2, the cloud flat doesn't necessarily shoot down to cover the drag, so I could throw the drag. But again, this is my favorite setup, and in a year where there's no blitz meta yet, again, depending on the time you're watching this video, that all of that could change, but just here's a look at my favorite setup. Drag, you get the backside slant, you have the crosser behind. And a lot of times, even though their zone drops will cover the crosser, they might not use it. So you see there, it's just completely covered. You want to take your drag. This is a year where you have to check down. But anyways, let's hop into a different play here. Let's hop into deep corner, and I'll just start out against a cover 2 defense. So here's a look at deep corner. Now, there is a very good cover 3 beater out of this. Again, stay tuned for that. But against cover 2, very good base setup is just to either max protect or run it like this. Now, again, you're pretty much looking for Sammy Watkins late in the play. Now, he might not get open, but that's typically the player you're looking for. You roll out, and you wait for him to get over the top like that. Now, again, you see the Cloud Flats do a way better job of defending those corner routes. That corner route would be open a lot earlier last year. So again, be careful, especially if you're playing against someone with a good click on. But again, these are the default zone drops. So if your opponent plays only 15-yard zone drops, that's going to be open every time. Again, I don't know how to edit the CPUs or anything. I just got my hands on the game. So again, that was a good setup for cover 2. You did notice that it was, very close. So against cover 2, something you can do is just put Hardman on a streak, and then you can actually sort of motion him out a couple of steps like this, and you can even sort of maybe get that open. If you have enough speed, you can definitely attack the outside like that against the cover 2. It's a very good strategy to do, but again, if you don't have enough speed, that might not be the best. But again, I could also leave Travis Kelce in this flat. This flat will be wide open. You've seen how far the Cloud Flat plays the corner route. So leaving the flat zone right there, it will definitely be use. And again, I like to motion out Hardman. But look at that. Travis Kelce, I could throw that every single down of the game and pick up 7 yards every time. Do not be afraid to throw your flats, especially in this game. I know a lot of people just like to go upstairs. They like to attack deep down the field. It's more fun that way. But for this year, what you're going to do, look, even if I wait, I still can check down and pick up 10 yards. It's absolutely insane. So what I recommend doing playing the game this year is attack the flats, attack the flats, attack the flats. Get your opponent to change his zone drops down. He's going to, maybe moves it down 5 yards. That's when you can attack upstairs. But anyways, let's hop into deep corner against cover 3. That's the main coverage it beats. Also, guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure that you do hit that subscribe button. It would be much appreciated. I'm going to be dropping content throughout the year. Turn on those notifications to find out every time I post. I'm actually dropping a defensive video later today, as well as multiple videos throughout the week. Looking to double upload every day. We will see about that. But anyways, let's hop into deep corner against cover 3. I'll show you my favorite cover 3 beater. And all you're going to do is max protect and throw Hardman on a streak. Take a look at Mecole Hardman. He's going to get absolutely wide open here. Boom, wide open. You throw it, and just like that, he's going to be golden. I've ran this cover 3 beater with every single team in the beta. Buccaneers, it doesn't matter the speed of the receiver. This will get open. And again, take a look at Hardman. And I want you to look at that outside third on the right side. Take a look at how he's going to play the corner out late in the play. And boom, right there, you can pass lead outside. Now, what I mean by pass lead outside, I do get this question a lot. Hold your left stick to the right-hand side and then just bullet past that in. It will be wide open. Now, obviously, if your quarterback doesn't have the throw power, you have to throw this as soon as you can. So I'll show it one last time here. Right when he plays it, there, that's when I can throw it, and you see we're good to go. Oh, geez, if that glitches in the game, it's going to be a long year, but he was open. Anyways, cover 3, when you're not trying to beat it for a touchdown, what I recommend doing is throwing Hardman on a streak and then actually motioning him out. You'll see me do this a lot. This is good because you've seen with the other setup, the outside third was actually jumping on the corner route. For this one, though, he won't be able to because he's going to have to play the streak all of the way there. So again, sometimes you can fit in that corner route. If you can't, check down to the flats. If the flats are covered, maybe double flats on the right, which is a strategy I like to do, then you should be able to hit Tyreek here on this late dig route. But again, corner routes are not as good. So even though Gun Bunch was a corner route based offense, it's not going to be as good. It's going to be a check down, and then eventually you can go upstairs. All right, guys, here I am in our next play, corner strike. Now, corner strike, very underrated play. It didn't really get used as much as I thought it should have in Madden 20. But I think that changes in Madden 21. This is one of the best plays stock, and while we don't have much abilities at access to us, especially in the Ultimate Team mode, you need these good stock routes, these good stock plays. I can't have Slot Apprentice. I can't throw him on a corner route. So we're going to go against cover 2. This play is extremely good against cover 2, and this is the corner route you want to run to beat cover 2. This is probably the play you want to run to beat cover 2. So what you're going to do, block your running back. You're going to throw Sammy Watkins here on a streak route, and then with Tyreek, you could do whatever you want. Typically, I like to just throw him on this regular dig route, but what you could do is just smart route him as well. Now, you've seen those routes are a little bit worse than last year as well, But here's just the base setup. Now I want you to take a look at Hardman. He's going to get completely wide open here. Sorry for that lag there. That was completely on my end, not on yours. So I'll show the play again here. Again, everybody's on the server, so that could be a reason why we're lagging. I know we're in practice mode, but still, servers are overwhelmed. Again, here's a look at the setup. Just put Sammy Watkins on that clear out and take a look at Mecole Hardman. Gets right over the top. There's so much more space for that corner out than there was even the crossing route or that deep corner route. This play is so insanely good. It is crazy. Again, I still have enough space to where I could check down and pick up 10 yards right there, you see. But even if you're playing a user who clicks on very well, he makes the tackle with no broken tackles, you still should be able to pick up 5 yards minimum. And that's why my strategy is to check down, like a lot of teams in the NFL do. They get you thinking about the flats, and then they can go upstairs and just completely torch you like this for 30 plus yards. Again, you want to click on, make that little swerve catch and possession catch on the sidelines. This isn't going to be one where you can really rat catch that upfield, maybe get a touchdown. But still, nonetheless, my favorite play against cover 2. Let's hop into it against cover 3, though. Alright guys, now we're out here against cover 3. In case you were, frustrated. Alright guys, here we are against cover 3 now with the corner strike play. I did get rid of Bazooka because I can already see some of the comments. These only work because you have Mahomes, Bazooka, and the Chiefs. That's not the case. Like I said, I ran this offense effectively with the Atlanta Falcons. You'll be able to run with any team on this, even in MUT. So, corner strike against cover 3. There's another cover 3 beater. For this one, you would want to put your fast receiver in the slot. In Ultimate Team, I recommend just getting 3 fast receivers so you don't have to do audibling every single play when you want to run a different play. But for this cover 3 beater, you see it might not even work. This is a very tight window type of a play, and you will need high throw power. But again, it's going to be the same exact setup, but against cover 3, take a look at Sammy Watkins. He's going to be the guy who gets open, and you see it's a very tight window. Now, early in the year, there's not a lot of speed on defense. That's a throw you can make with a fast receiver, but keep in mind, it is closer. That's why I like the deep corner one better, because you're just putting this guy on a streak, meaning you're further out to the right. That safety in the middle of the field has a less chance of getting an interception or making a play on the ball. But again, this corner strike one works, and especially it's very good because it's the same exact setup. You're not changing up for coverage, so even this looks like a cover 2, but it is a cover 3. I still have a chance to go upstairs on that play. And again, I could always check down. I always leave that flat route. And now, unless your opponent's blitzing 7 people, then maybe you block it. But more people are playing coverage this year. The blitzing is worse. So I always leave the flat route. There's no reason to max protect when you don't. That's something I played really bad on last year. I would just always max protect. And there's no reason to send out 3 routes when you have 4. But you've seen it working again there. Just going upstairs. I'll show it one last time here. And again, you could also max protect. I could just simply run something like this if you had to. I know I've been showing no really max protect setups, but I haven't had to max protect myself. You see again. And you can't even call this the Chiefs. This is Sammy Watkins. He's not the fastest. Probably 91 speed or 89 speed. So that's not Tyreek Hill. I put him there for a specific reason. Anyways, let's hop into the verticals right off the bat because I wanted to show this against cover 3. Again, this play is not very good against cover 3. I'll be the first to say it. But sometimes against cover 3, you can snap throw this wheel route to Mecole Hardman that you couldn't do last year. My favorite setup is just going to be base, put Tyreek on a dig, and then you can keep Kelsey. Now, you could also max protect this. This was my favorite setup last year, X on a dig, and then you leave them the same. And again, I can actually motion out Hardman. I could quick snap that if I'm able to get it. Now, the safety playing the curl flat is a lot more risky than if it were that outside linebacker. I'll be the first to say that. But it is still a throwable ball if he's not there in time. But you've seen if that's a good click on, it could be intercepted. So again, against cover 3, typically the player that does get open is actually Travis Kelce. So right there, completely wide open. That's probably the best way to attack cover 3. Another way I like to attack cover 3 is just to run this verticals play stock, and then you can actually throw Damian Williams or your halfback in a streak. You get 2 streaks. You basically pick which one he uses. If he uses Travis Kelce in this instance, you throw it to Damian Williams, and you'll see he's going to be wide open. This is a route that is so underrated. I threw that route so many times in the Madden beta, and literally you force somebody to man him up. That takes basically a spy off the field or a hook curl or even a rusher. So That route is very underrated. I don't see anybody use it, but again, you could low ball either of those passes if you want a possession catch, if they're a heavy hit sticker in the open field, but that's probably a very viable setup. Anyways, let's hop into verticals against cover 2. Alright guys, I do apologize for the video getting a little bit on the longer end. This will be a longer video, but I don't want to cut corners on this scheme. This is the first scheme of the year. I do not want to only, just fit in one setup per play against one coverage. I want to show it against two coverages that everybody's going to be running and show you how it works, show you the different setups against every coverage, very in-depth breakdown. But here we got verticals against cover 2. Cover 2, we all know the staple of verticals and gun bunch to beat cover 2 is run verticals, motion out the wheel route, and throw that wheel route. Now, that was a terrible swerve catch by my fault, 100% my fault. This play could be a touchdown if you have the right speed. Again, I just max pro, I throw X on a dig, and I go ahead motion him out. This is a very, 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 very difficult play to user. Did I say that enough times? With usering this year, players run very slowly, so this is a play that is very, difficult to get over, and you have to catch it at the exact perfect time. And you've seen sometimes for the other setups, that's why I like to motion out players, even in a deep corner, because they might think it's verticals when instead it's not. But to user all the way to the sideline, the hash marks on the sideline, it's going to be very difficult for your opponent to do. And that's where the bad usering really hurts you, especially in this offense. Now, if they are ending up, let's say they're already usering on the right, they're able to get over there. They're able to user it. You still have this, little crossing route as well as that dig route. So you can definitely attack underneath here. And right there, you see we're able to catch that ball. You could also throw Tyreek on a little dig route if you want as well, or a drag route, excuse me. But again, very good against cover 2. Anyways, let's hop into our next set of plays. Alright, here we are in our next plays. I got 3 more plays. Again, it's going to be a long video. I do apologize, but I'm showing you 7 plays. This offense is going to be dominant day 1. Trust me, you'll thank me later. But here we are in stick. Now, I mentioned stick. I did run it a little bit. Corner strike, I do think is better, but stick is going to be good against cover 3 and cover 2. Very quick reads against cover 3. What you do is you just go ahead, you can motion out Hardman. You'll do this against both coverages, but typically this is just going to open up the flats. Cover 3 does a good job of defending it, cover 2 does a good job of defending it, but it just opens up the flats. It's a quick read. You're in a 3rd and 3, you don't want to show one of your best setups. Let's say you're on your first drive, you definitely don't want to show up your best setups. Check down, it opens up the check down, and again, you force your opponent to defend the flats. That's what I do with this stick play. And again, the best way to open up the flats is to actually put Watkins on a streak and go ahead, smart route, Hardman. Now you see the smart route. What the smart route does is it makes the route 10 yards. So if I were to put Tyreek on an in route and then I smart route it, you see he goes to the first down marker. Very effective strategy to do that. But again, you're motioning Hardman out, and I'm sorry, I know I am sort of forgetting to talk about some of these setups before I snap the ball. I apologize, but I am showing the play art. And again, this is actually another cover 3 beater. It's the same as corner strike. You could get it if you wanted to. I'm not going to show that, but I'll show it quickly against cover 2 here. Alright guys, here we are in cover 2. Again, I'm motioning Hardman out, and I am checking down. Simply, that quad flat is going to do a good job of baiting you to throw the corner out, so make sure that you don't get lurked. Again, it kind of looked like he was coming down on the flat, but not really. Again, I could sort of run this sort of, stock. And again, that slant route's actually a very good strategy, but look at that. You actually can get that corner route if you smart route it and you pass lead upfield. But you've seen the corner strike one has so much more space, and it's a lot less risky throw. Again, I'm not going to show this too much. We got to get through a couple of more plays. All right, quickly, I'm going to talk about sweep. Sweep is the only run you should ever run out of gun bunch. Even if you're in a different bunch and you have base, I hate that play. Now, this play is going to be decent. It can be good against certain coverages, but when you want to run this is if your opponent, he actually stacks the box. Let's say he goes with the 3-4 odd blitz concept where he brings 7 linebackers, he pinches his whole defense. You want to get this around where you can get to the outside, you can cut it upfield. Don't expect to score touchdowns on this, but expect to get 5+ yards in a good situation. This is also good if they run a dollar or a spread out nickel scheme. Very solid run. And again, look at that. You can sometimes cut it up middle and I'm almost gone from that. I might actually be gone. Yeah, we just scored a touchdown. I'm glad that happened because this play, you can either get, 3 yards or a touchdown. It's really nothing in between. But the blocks in this just really develop well. Just look at that. Again, I'm almost off to the house if I didn't bump into somebody. So very good play. I find myself just throwing. This is a good play to mix in. And if you're not like me, you will mix this in a lot. Anyways, that's going to take us to our last play of the video, Mesh Post. Now, Mesh Post is a lot worse than last year. It's very unfortunate what happened to Mesh Post, but it's something you got to live with. Take a look at the wheel route. It almost goes completely to the sideline. Instead of being more of a streak, it's more of a wheel. Very unfortunate they did that to a lot of these short corner wheel routes where you can low ball. It was a staple pointed bunch. It's not anymore. But the way you sort of counteract that is if you put X on an out route, it's not going to work. The out route sort of bumps back inside, so that doesn't work. You throw X on a slant instead. You're going to give yourself another high-low between the slant and the post route. What you do is you block your tight end. And then with RB, you need a flat zone over there. You put him on the flat. So it's going to look like this. Very solid, play. What you do, though, is you motion over Watkins. Now your opponent thinks it's wide receiver post. You snap it right there and take a look at Damian Williams. You can get him sometimes in between there. Now, this is better against cover 3 than cover 2, but that is the way that you have to run it. Even if I were to go ahead, motion Reek in and throw him on the flat route, I haven't seen it work that way. If I were to run that setup, I would throw Watkins on a hitch, block Kelsey. But when I do that, sometimes it doesn't work. But you see, it's just better to have that motion player. So you just get 2 high-low reads when you run that first setup. Sorry for mumbling over my words there a little bit. But again, I throw Reek on a slant. You give yourself another high-low read, and you still can block the tight end. You're not, only blocking 5. Again, you throw Watkins in the flats. And make sure you don't do the out route. Out routes are not as good from what I tested. But again, I could lowball the slant route. A lot of things open. You see which one he uses. You attack the other one. Let's go against a cover 3 real quick, and then we will close out the video. All right, boys, here we are in our last setup against our last defense, cover 3. Now, if you are wondering how to beat certain coverages like cover 4, cover 3 is a good base to go off. A lot of the cover 3 setups also beat cover 4. So if you're going against cover 4 drop show, that's a good way to attack that. This is definitely one of the best setups, mesh post against a cover 3. What you're going to do is go back to that same setup. You block A, you throw X on a slant, you throw RB on a flat. Look how open Damian Williams is on this wheel route. It's just night and day. Look at that. Boom. He's wide open. You're forcing someone to, again, man him up or user him. Very good strategy. And I wish I didn't show this play until last because a lot of people probably clicked off the vid already. But it is, for those of you who stayed till the end, you definitely got rewarded with this play, this setup. And make sure that you run it like this because, again, if you don't, it's not going to be open. Make sure that you also lowball that. So if you bullet pass, a lot of times you can get hit stick, drop the ball. A lot of weird stuff can happen. But again, cover 3, you can still throw maybe that post route or the slant. And again, I don't necessarily have to run it like that. What I can do is maybe I just throw Damian Williams on a streak, or I could just come out. This is a good play stock. I can just run stock, attack the flats. I had the post route wide open. I still have 2 drags. Just quick snap. It's a good play to quick snap. Get your opponent stuck between an adjustment. But that's going to do it for the video. If you guys enjoyed, please hit that thumbs up. First Madden 21 video in the year. I'm super excited this year. Going to have a really great year. Looking to just upload as much as I can, grind. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. I did make a new Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Link will be the first in the description. And peace. I'm out of here. Also, guys, let me know what content you want to see. Like I mentioned, I'm dropping a defensive video soon, or today. But let me know what you want tomorrow. The other day is I have tons of video ideas. Peace.